Okay. Alright. Slay the princess. Wonder what this is about. So, I don't know much about this game at all, other than the fact that it's about killing a princess and she's going to try and stop you. I think? Something like that. Right, okay. So, let's just begin. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wonder what that princess is going to do, or what I'm going to have to do to her.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I think to begin with, I'm just going to do what I'm intended to do. I'm going to kill the princess. Wow, who would have guessed? The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Okay. But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Okay. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I don't even know how I got here, but okay. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
No.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Yeah, but like, the princess is innocent. She's just trying to live. I don't know. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Unless.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Not yet. Not yet. Because I think there's probably multiple endings to this game. I'm pretty sure there is, actually. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Okay, I will.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Smashing.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
A blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, take the blade then.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Did I not come with a weapon? Did I just come here on my own with nothing? It's a bit stupid, but alright. Enter the basement, let's go. Love a good basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Unless she was kidnapped and brought here against her will. Maybe.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Looks can be deceiving, my friend. Am I supposed to be him? Or am I supposed to be, like, just in control? I don't know.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No, it can't be me. I'm not doing that, no.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her.
Should we? Isn't she going to end the world? I don't know.
Don't you dare.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
But she's manipulators or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Tighten your grip. Yeah, I'll tighten my
You
grip.
ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the
I'm going
blade.
to kill her. I'm going to kill her no matter what this first time, just because I feel like that's the sort of quote-unquote canonical way to do it. I'll do that first and then maybe do other endings as well. Probably will. We'll see.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Okay. She's bluffing. No. I want to slay the princess. Slay her.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Oh, I don't know what button I pressed.
As internal
Apparently I dropped the
bleeding
blade. I
sets
didn't
in,
mean to do that. I
the
just
blade
pressed A.
falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her.
Oops.
The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
I think so.
Is this really the best you could do?
No, I pressed the wrong button.
Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
So am I. I think I pressed the wrong button.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yay! I died. Ooh, chapter 2. The Tower. Fun. I'm dead. How does this continue?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Am I just a new person now?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of
It's
the
like
world.
a time loop or like a Groundhog Day or something. I don't know. In a terrible sense of deja vu. Haven't happened already? No. But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Okay.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Maybe we should have pressed like the stab button instead of the drop the knife button.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Okay, I can just leave. That's fine. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now?
It's pointless.
Befriend her and then stab her in the back at the last second. Yeah, I don't know.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
So he does remember.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, they didn't really. Stabbed her a couple of times and then she just booted me head in and killed me.
What do you mean?
Booted me neck in.
Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Leave now.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know, the world ended? Maybe the world ended and we're in a different world now, we're trying to save this world. I don't know.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I don't know, maybe the narrator's the real villain.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Well, thank you, narrator. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the cabin then, I suppose.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
I already said this.
Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
That might be a good idea.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter.
I no longer believe the narrator. I think I'm just going to talk to her. That'll probably backfire, won't it?
Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world.
I tried.
Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
I tried and I failed, so what's the point? I might as well just not. Let's proceed to the cabin.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
I don't even know who you are. Are you like my conscience or something? I don't know. Like the hero and the broken. They're all like two of the same
The
person.
interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
So this is different. We're in a different place.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
It's in the middle of the wall. I'm going to take the blade again.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
And I'll approach the mirror, see what happens.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
There's a mirror though.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
There's a mirror on the wall.
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I've got very long fingernails.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
No, it wasn't real. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
It's a different place. It's not even a cabin, it's a tower or a castle or something. It said this tower was the chapter name, so I don't know. Anyway, let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh, do I have to?
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
Can I not just throw the knife down the spiral staircase? Never mind.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Okay, continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
Shut up, Mr. Broken.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Well, if I drop it, if I don't drop it, the same thing will just happen again, right? So, I guess I'll keep it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp.
Never mind then.
It clatters uselessly to the floor.
But we didn't drop it.
We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Maybe the voice of the broken is the real main character and I'm just pretending.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
Do you want a real answer or a fourth wall breaking answer?
Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Well, maybe she'll forget the fact that I came in with a knife. No.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Am I going to stab myself?
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Okay. All these choices that I can't pick. Cool. I want to say no again. Fine, pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Okay. Stand.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Yeah, but like, she's like God. She's not just let us go, okay, stab, dead, now, done. No, it's not gonna happen. End this.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll end this
It'll
all
end
right.
me, probably.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
I'm going to try and slay the princess, but it's not gonna work.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
But I can't move. I can't walk.
It's what she wants.
I don't have a choice.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
But I need to kill you. Slay the princess, please.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the
We
basement.
might as well try, right? We're gonna die anyway.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
Is this going to be like Little Misfortune where the narrator's just like Satan or whatever? He's the villain. He's the real villain.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
Yay.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
I've got two people in my head instead of one. I've got Broken and Hero. Broken wasn't there before.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
Can you not spare yourself and just die? So that I don't have to kill you. You just die. That'd be fun.
There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it?
Well, maybe if we do that, we can get close enough that she won't realise that we're trying to kill her, and then we'll kill her.
Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy. Take it.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
It's not going to happen, is it? I said no. I can't say no. I can either slay the princess or I'm yours. But like, if I pledge myself to her, then maybe we'll get close enough that I can kill her anyway. Just slay the princess. Just do it.
No.
But not really. It's not going to happen, is it?
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Yeah, I did it.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we?
Don't think she can feel it.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing anything.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact.
Yeah, I died again.
You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
I don't know.
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never going to get a happy ending here, were we?
Well, no, I mean, she seemed happy, but then if we kill her, then not everyone's happy because she's not happy. But if she's the villain, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth
But do we have
something.
proof of that? Or did we just slay an innocent princess?
I guess.
I say innocent.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Again. Oh, chapter 3, The Fury. So, it's not over. Cool.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Oh, I can save. Okay. I think I'm going to end here then. I'm going to end here. There's part 1 of this, and maybe I'll make part 2 at some point. I probably will. We'll find out. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 2, maybe. Perhaps. Oh, and by the way, this is my first recording, so if it's a little strange and a little bit awkward, just bear with me, okay? I'll get used to it. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Bye.